Anyway, Cameron, you're talking showbiz and TV. What have you got for us?
Yes. First of all, is a very important business to the US. They don't have many visits from the royalty, but Prince Harry was over there recently. Yep. We have an image of him here meeting former presidential candidate John McCain. But that wasn't the big deal for this particular story. Apparently, the ladies in the US were quite enamored with young Harry. And I don't know if you can see the lady on the left there wearing the sneakers and kind of just looking at the other ladies like, what's the big deal? So, but yeah, basically, it was kind of like, they were saying like it was like a One Direction concert, and basically, and here's the fifth member of One Direction.
I was going to say, you asked me if I could see the screen. I can't even see beyond my face here. Lovely.
But yes, he was loved by all, and I don't think America really has an idea of sort of what kind of relevancy the royal family has.
They reckon Harry resembles his mother a lot more than his brother William. What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, absolutely. No, sorry, the other way around. I think that he resembles his biological father, which isn't evidently Prince Charles, but that's another story for another day. Speaking of things that are a biological misuse of humankind, Bryn Edelstein apparently has been renewed for a second series. There she is with it.
But didn't it
holding? That's her smiling, by the way, and holding a B, which clearly stands for brains trust.
How come you've cut the photo off? Because most people don't want to see the top half of her head.
Well, she looks like she's getting angry at somebody there. Like she looks like it's a snarl, not a smile. But evidently, Channel 7, against all better judgment, has signed her on for a second series of My Bedazzled Life.
And she's coming back in a new splash-type show called The Double Splash.
Yeah, it's generally when she splashes so hard into the celebrity splash and her husband has to put her back together, a la sort of female Frankenstein.
Thank God he's a doctor, I say.
Yes, thankfully. Speaking of things that need to be put back together, American Idol, they have now gone into I think their 12th season, but apparently they're not happy with the judges this season. They've taken a nosedive in the ratings. Randy Jackson, Nicki Minaj, Mariah Carey, and Keith Urban.
Isn't Mel available? Will be. I believe she's going back to America.
She's bargain basement price now, so they might be able to scoop her up real cheap. But essentially, which I find funny because all the promos leading up to this series of American Idol, it was just all about the judges. It's about Nicki, who I call Mickey Minaj. She's made by the same factory as Bryn Edelstein, Mattel.
Correct.
She's always just fighting with Mariah Carey. Nothing. There was for weeks and weeks leading up to it. I did not hear a single note sung. I didn't know anything about the contestants. So for them to push the judges so hard and then come back and saying you're doing a horrible job, it's a little bit of hypocrisy. But Mariah Carey scored $18 million for this judging role.
That's not bad.
On the one season. If you've ever seen a show and all she says is, "You did a fantastic job. You're beautiful. Hashtag pow."
You and I could do that.
I'll do that for $50.
If they paid us $9 million each, we'd do it.
Yeah. So yeah, call us Fox US, I guess.
Why is it they command so much in America? Why is everything so overpriced?
Again, it's all agents. It's double booking. It's triple booking. It's sort of your price in the industry and how much sort of movement you can get. And if you're in the middle of releasing a new album and it's going to be beneficial for you, and it's like both sides win when effectively everyone loses. So speaking of people losing money, Channel 9 is in some financial woes at the moment.
They're getting rid of staff again.
They're cutting staff, they're cutting programs, and there's the Today Show crew, and apparently they've all had their sort of...
Are they the ones they're cutting?
Sadly not. I'd like to cut off Carl Stefanovic's head and kick it down the street for a little bit, but essentially spike it onto his gold logie. How did that happen? But anyway, apparently they've taken all their corporate credit cards away. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because I mean they were sort of on the brink of bankruptcy, and then they basically had the sort of administrators come in.
Well, yeah,
and
the banks have now taken them over, haven't they? So they're not run by television people; they're run by financial people.
Absolutely,
and they're doing very well because their ledger looks very clean. No debt, lots of money to throw away, and plenty of revenue.
Yes,
and their programs are doing well. I mean, The Voice is doing amazing things for them.
Absolutely,
and Big Brother as well,
which is quite odd how they're doing these huge cutbacks, basically, if they're doing so well. So, but again...
maybe they could teach Channel 10 what to do.
Very possibly. It's definitely a lesson learnt there. So, now I've got some other TV shows to look at.
Okay.
So this is a new sort of segment of mine of a show that I really like on television and a show that I'm not so hot on. And not so hot on means I really, really hate. First of all, Sean McAuliffe's Mad as Hell TV show. Sean McAuliffe is one of those interesting individuals. He's actually had a primetime program on every station. So ABC, SBS, 9, 10, and 7.
He's an untapped talent.
He's actually, I think he's a Rhodes Scholar or like a Harvard graduate. Yep. And if you like things like the Colbert Report or the Daily Show from the US, which Ted Bull, who is for today's Bitchin', he's a big fan of as well. This is pretty much the Australian analogue of it. So it's kind of media watch, but there's a lot of piss take, a lot of funny skits, very sharp scripts, very well written. Unfortunately, at the time of this recording, or the time of the show comes out, the season 2's ended, but you can find them all on the ABC catch-ups online, so you can find them on there, which is something I think you were mentioning before. A lot of people are moving to...
They're moving to internet. I know Channel 7 have just recently gone into it in a huge way.
Yep.
They're planning not to put things on Channel 7 or any of its affiliate stations, but putting them on the net.
Yes.
You pay for the download and you can watch stuff that we wouldn't watch normally.
Absolutely. And again, it's kind of adopting sort of a Netflix or a lot of sort of pay-as-you-go online stuff that they're doing in the US. But the good thing about the ABC, I'm pretty sure it's all free content, but there's just ads and things like that as well. But if you can tolerate those, the show is fantastic. Francis Greenslade, of course, is sort of go-to partner in crime with all the skits and stuff. It's very well done. So if you like sort of political parody, if you like sharp comedy, if you like sort of if you know Sean McAuliffe's stuff, you'll like it, but if you like that politically charged stuff, definitely check it out. Something that you won't probably want to check out, but you'll be forced to check out anyway, is the latest offering from MasterChef. They're officially scraping the bottom of the barrel with a boys versus girls
and the
battle of
set
sexes.
is so resembling the new Channel 9 cooking show called The Great Australian Bake Off. Pink and blue, they're coloured.
Yeah, good pickup,
so I
actually.
think they've done it. And if you notice the way they've advertised this new show, it's the original cooking show is back.
Yes, yes, so they have sort of segued that in there.
They're going to flop. I'm going to predict now.
Yep.
Channel 10 will flop with MasterChef and they'll go, oh my God, people really don't like us anymore.
Yeah.
10 have lost the confidence of the people. They've lost so much and they've even stopped paying me my licensing agreement. But can I just say, no, I do think people have lost confidence in 10 and whatever they touch turns to crap.
Yeah. And I mean, this show is essentially 20 sexists getting together and predicated on the fact that they're opposing sex is no good at cooking. Like, what sort of premise is that? And they've got, like, a guy is, like, a dude and a tiger mom. Like, come on. Like, again, like...
20 years ago.
Well, I mean, writing storyline and scripting, what are these things, you know? Like, just put some alternate reality stuff in there. It's cheap to make. Exactly. It's crap, and like I said, whether you like it or not, you'll be subjected to it if you turn on Channel 10 at any time. So give that a miss. Go online and check out Mad as Hell through the ABC. Sean McAuliffe, fantastic. And hopefully he'll be renewed for a 3rd season. But if not, he'll be on Channel 10 anyway. So.
Thank you very much, Cameron, with your insight into TV and showbiz.
My pleasure.
Lovely segment.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you again in a couple of weeks' time.